Hey folks, this is Nick with Kognitos coming back at you with another Kognitos lesson. So we're gonna today we've gone through a lot of work. We've looked at how to put together a playground, how take that to a process. Now we've gotten it to a published process. And just to remind you, what we're working with here is we have this PDF here, this document or remittance that's come through. We've extracted the payment number, the customer name, and the date, as well as the table down below. We've put the table into an Excel file. We've emailed that off to a user who I have defined as myself in a learning. Now, this session is going to go over exception handling and touch upon those learnings to a decent extent. So let's get to it. So we're going to start with an email. And so I'm going to go into the process itself and then get the email for this process. So I'm going to copy it right here. We're going to create a new email. And we're going to give it a subject. That's fine. Oops, sorry, it's in there twice. Give that a subject of exception test. That's fine. Doesn't really matter what you call this here in this case, unless you're actually using the subject. And now I'm going to give this file, this remittance advice, and I'm going to send this off in just a moment. Because what I want to do is I'm going to open this up and show you what this file is versus our previous file. So we have, let me put these side by side. And so you can see here we have, oops, sorry, the original, right? And then we have ex2 is in the file name. And these are very, very similar and slightly different. So this is where a person would say, okay, well, payment ID is probably the same as payment number. But Kognitos doesn't have that reasoning out of the box. But what you can do is just like a person, you can teach it new ways to identify different data points and different values within an I like using IDP because it's really easy to see. But this exception handling goes well beyond the bounds of intelligent document processing. But this is the easiest example to understand how we're doing this. And so I'm going to go ahead and send this off. And so what's going to happen is this document's going to be ingested, and we're going to perform the exact same operations on it as normal. And so we're going to see the few runs. We see that it's ready, so it's already picked up this remittance advice exception ex2, and so this should start processing here in just a moment. And when it does, it's going to hit an exception relatively quickly because if you remember, it's like the 6th or 7th line where we're getting that payment ID. But first, we're going to define the get all the data from the email, like the subject, the sender name, the body of the email. Everything is going to be extracted first, and then it's going to, as expected, hit an exception. And so this waiting for answer status tells me that it's hit an exception. And so there is a way to define that exception handling path where there's a notification process. I'm going to get an email on the aggregate exceptions in a few moments, and I'll show you how to define that. But first, let's go to the exception center and see what this looks like. So in the exception center, you're presented with, on the left-hand side, we have handle exception, extract information, the payment numbers. Please provide the scanned documents first payment numbers. And so we were presented with a similar drop-down that we've dealt with before with exceptions. We've done write and answer, we've done upload files. The select value from document is a new one that's only presented in the exception center, and then a few others, right? So what we could do here to handle this exception, we can handle this a number of different ways. So first off, we could simply highlight the value on the document and say, there it is, that's what we want. And this is very similar to writing in an answer. It gives the process what it needs to be able to continue. However, it doesn't really solve anything going forward. There is no learning created in it. You wouldn't want to always use this answer for this process because it's always going to use this payment ID, and that's not going to go well. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete that, and instead of giving it a value, we're going to teach it how to find that answer through compute an answer. Right, so in compute an answer, this is going to look very similar to the playground piece, because this is what we call a mini playground. Now in here, what we're going to do is get the documents first, and then on this document it's called a payment ID. Right, and so we're gonna go ahead and run that. So same thing applies to as when we went through the original playground. It's very similar, just a little different. I can click on the value, see the value come up. We can see an image. We can click on it. We can see there it is. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to close this, hit next, use this method, and now I can say always use this answer for this process, and I can apply it in draft mode as well as publish mode. Now, publish mode is grayed out because this is for the published process. So if you're applying the learning, you absolutely have to apply it to whatever mode you're in right now. And then we can add it optionally to any other modes that exist. So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit in just a second. What this is going to do is it's going to create that learning. And as mentioned previously, we're going to be using what's called context-based learning to reference this learning in the future. Now, we don't currently have a user interface for context-based learning, but let me help you understand what this means. When we hit an exception, when we hit submit, what Kognitos is going to do on the back end is say, look at this document. What are the features of this document? What's the largest text? Are there tables? Are there headers in those tables? If so, what are the headers? And based on all this information, it's going to give it a unique ID, or an embedding, if you will. And based on that embedding, the learning is going to be attached to that embedding, so that if we see something come through that looks somewhat similar, now we can apply that learning to a similar document. And so that's how all of this really comes together, is through that context-based learning, being able to apply learnings based on CBL, or context-based learning. So when I hit submit, all of that happens behind the scenes. And so now that learning is created. You'll see answered successfully. There are no more exceptions to answer. It's worth mentioning here, if you're in the exception center and you're looking for an exception but it's not in here, you can go ahead and remove any filters that are automatically applied, and you'll see if there are any in here that come through. And so you can see this is the one that was actually handled and another one that was archived. And so that's how you would handle exceptions. It's also a touch on the learnings. So actually, as long as we're talking about learnings, let me go over to the learning section, and you'll see now for the process get remittance data, we have a new learning for get the documents first payment number. So that's the line where it hit the exception, and here's what we use to resolve that exception, and we're saying that it's a technique. So we taught a technique or computed an answer, and so if we needed to delete this or edit this, we absolutely could. We could also uncheck this for draft and then reapply it to draft as necessary. And so this has been a section that's covered exception handling as well as the learnings. And then just for funsies, I'm going to go into the playground as a little added bonus. We're going to go back here. I'm going to show you that I can create a learning from that attachment back here. And I'm going to put in another attachment here that I do know functions. So we'll go ahead and just run this, and we will save this as a learning so that you can see it come through. So we'll upload a file, and then we're going to take this remittance EX1, upload that. We're going to save that and submit it. So now this has become a learning as well. So if we go back to that learnings tab, now you'll see there's a different section. So we have processes up here and playgrounds down here. And so now we see that as a learning for that one line. Now, in this case, there isn't, you'll notice here we see context, here we don't see context. That's because that's saved for that specific line, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete that so that going forward we don't have to wrestle against ourselves with that playground. And you'll notice now the playground area is gone. And so hopefully this has been helpful to you. Please join me on our next escapade where we'll go even further into the realm of Kognitos. Thank you.